Yeah, so let's, I think we could start. I know that some people are still held up in the other sessions, but I'm trying to be conscious of the person next to me, after me, and then, I don't want to carry it over to the next one. So again, I figure that because you guys have been, getting this overload of, tech-heavy talks, so this one is actually not technical at all. If you guys were in my previous talk, which was about unlocking Gemini's potential with Flutter applications, this one is mostly about how you, as a person who has maybe an idea for a project or something that you want to build, you actually can do it, even if it's yourself. Of course, we live in a very collaborative world where the emphasis is we need to work as a team, but sometimes some ideas can't wait for a whole team. So again, that is the reason why I'm calling this session Journey of a solopreneur, of a solo developer in a collaborative world, because I also want to share a little bit of my own journey, and I want to bring you guys along. So again, my name is Roman Jaquez. I am a Flutter GDE. I am also a lead organizer at a neighboring community of GDG Lawrence. And again, as a solo developer and solopreneur, the journey can feel a little bit isolating and overwhelming at some point. Some of you young folks who are embarking on this journey, and what if you're a seasoned developer professional in the industry, but you still feel like you want to continue pursuing your dreams? In a world where collaboration is key, being a solo developer or a solopreneur is a little bit tricky. So it can be difficult to navigate the challenges and opportunities that come with working independently or working on your own project. Let me see, I think this should be able to work. Okay, so yes, so now all the images that you're gonna see, I drew them myself. So let's just get again, like I said, I wanted to make it very informal. Now that you have the whole day of talks about tech, let's keep it a little bit lighter. So again, by show of hands, who here is a fan of the Star Wars franchise? Awesome, okay, we got a couple of fans over here. I see a young fan over there. So again, let me warn you, the session is full of cheesy references about Star Wars, the whole movies, and believe me, they will apply to you even if you are not a fan of Star Wars. And that is the reason why I called it a Journey of a Solo Developer, because I love Han Solo, the whole Star Wars franchise. So I did a play on the words of Han Solo. So throughout the presentation, you will see a couple of references to the movies. Even if you haven't seen them, they will apply to you, I guarantee it. So again, for those of you who don't know, Han Solo, he's a captain of a spaceship called Millennium Falcon. He's one of the great leaders of the Rebel Alliance. Him and his co-pilot called Chewbacca, they believe in the cause of the galactic freedom, and they join two guys, one guy called Luke Skywalker and a girl called Princess Leia, and they're trying to fight against the whole evil empire. Again, that's as far as we're gonna geek about Star Wars. I promise I'll bring it now to the topic, that way you understand what is it that I'm referring to. So again, my name is Roman. I am a Flutter GDE. I'm a lead organizer at GDG Lawrence. And I can say I'm a proud solo developer, solopreneur, and I wear that badge with honor and pride, but I love collaborating with people. You see me here right now. I am collaborating with all of you. I am collaborating with this community because I know that the power of collaboration. But now let me ask, who has worked on a project? Think about it. Have you worked on a project, whether it's a web app, a backend, a mobile application, a RESTful API, anything, all by yourself? At the count of 3, give me one clap. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Another question. Who has had a burning vision, $1 million idea for an app? And you're like, yes, if I build this application, I could be a millionaire, I will help the community, and all of that, but I don't want to build it alone, but I do have this passion. Like, I really want to build this $1 million idea, but I don't want to build it alone. At the count of 3, give me a single clap. 1, 2, 3. Okay, see? Like, at least you heard claps, meaning you're not the only one. So again, you're not the only one. You're not going to be the last one. You're not the first one either. So again, all I'm just trying to convey with this is that many successful applications or many successful ideas started with just one single person. You don't have to have like an army of people behind you, but at least some ideas require just one person to think about it, and then you can carry those forwards. So in this presentation, you're gonna learn more kind of like about the misconceptions of what a solo developer is, or what a solopreneur, meaning an entrepreneur on its own. I will give you tips and tricks on how to achieve hyper productivity, always stay competitive, up to date on the cutting edge, as well as seeking out collaboration from your fellow colleagues and fellow friends from the community, and always, and at the same time, still forging ahead towards your goals as a solo developer or as a solopreneur. So let's set the stage. So again, you've had this idea of a product, $1 million idea, something that makes you think, wow, if I build this idea, it will help the community, I will be famous, or I will become a millionaire, or whatever. But just if I had a whole army of people behind me to help me build it, right? So you've had that idea, let's say. Then let's say you start coding it, or you start working on it, you create a repo, you start pushing on it, you make a few commits, okay, it's all good, you're excited about it, but you face a few roadblocks along the way. You still push through, that's okay, but at the same time you're trying to recruit people, and maybe some of your friends, hey dude, you have this idea of this app, can you help me build it? But then you realize that not everyone around you has your same time, responsibilities. Some other people have bills to pay, kids, and you're like, so I'm the only one. They're not as committed as you, to build this idea, to push it forward. So you realize that nobody has the same time as you, but you still forge ahead. You tell yourself, sure, I can do it by myself. But then reality sets in. You truly underestimated the project. Maybe you thought it was, I think it's a little bit too big. Maybe I can't complete it. It's way too big for me. So commits start being fewer and fewer. You realize that you're the only one in the project. You lose a little bit of interest, right? And without you even realize it, that project is shelved. You're right back watching your Netflix show. I mean, K-pop demon hunters are not going to watch themselves, right? So you got to binge watch those, those shows. That's a reference to my son's favorite show. So, it's not? Okay, got it. I've been through this myself all over. I hope maybe some of you even may have been in that situation where you're like, oh, you're right back to where you started. That idea that you had, you just dropped it. But again, if you relate to any of this, you are a solo developer. You are a solopreneur. But then another idea comes in. Then you have that other idea like of another project. You're like, oh, I know this is the one. This is the $1 million idea. Then you start coding on it. You create a repo. You make commits. You're building this project. And then you're like, wow, I wish I had more people helping me. But I'll still push through. Rinse and repeat, and another star dies. Same thing happens all over and over. At some point in everyone's career, you've been a solo developer. You start on a project, you start it, you get emotional, you get very enthusiastic about it, but then you drop it, and then you don't pick it up. But then another idea comes in, and then you're doing this over and over and over. And once you do, you understand that you're a solo developer. I'll give you some of these tips and tricks so that you can actually forge ahead, and you can definitely complete those things. And you will embrace your status as a solo developer and solopreneur, and you will make your peace with it. Anybody speak Spanish in here? Anybody speak Spanish? No, there you go. Okay, we have a few folks. Okay, so some of you who speak Spanish, you know that the word solo or solo, it actually comes from the Latin word solus, which means alone, by yourself, on your own. In Spanish, it truly means like alone, like completely alone. But in the solopreneurship world, this doesn't mean by yourself, alone, or on your own. It truly means forging ahead in the absence of others. It means owning something, taking the leadership on something, and then while at the same time being very disciplined and very committed to something. So when you hear the word solopreneur, it's not like they are doing it on their own. It's that they are taking charge and taking leadership on their own, bringing people with them, but at least they are committed to something that they want to build, accomplishing a goal, building something, being laser focused. That's what solo means in this particular case. So great ideas, again, sometimes can't wait for other people. If you have an idea, sometimes it's like, yeah, I wish I had 20 people with me. Right? That's why I don't build it. But sometimes great ideas can't wait for other people. So you may be solo, but you're not isolated. Also, as a solopreneur, you may feel that you're juggling a lot of things. For some of you, again, your studies, your family, within your dream project, actually, if you're building your dream project, you're usually the developer, the designer, tester, DevOps, everything, including, the user. So you are everything. So you're juggling too many things. But then outside of your project, you're juggling with your full-time job, your family, your own health, your loved ones, your dog, everybody around you, your whole entire life. So, and of course, your dream, and even your dream to succeed and bring your ideas to fruition. So you're juggling too many things. And this is a reason sometimes why people drop the ball and say, I can't continue this. Another challenge faced by solopreneurs and solo developers is the lack of support and collaboration from colleagues. Sometimes you start something on your own, but in a collaborative world, it can be difficult to find the right balance between independence and teamwork. This can lead to feelings of isolation, lack of motivation, and also the risk of burnout. Burnout, for some of you, you maybe not experience it, but if you do, burnout is real. But it can be a silent killer for solopreneurs and solo developers. The constant pressure of wearing multiple hats, doing too many things at the same time, can lead to exhaustion, can affect your motivation, both mentally and physically can affect you. And this exhaustion can be manifested in decrease of productivity, difficult concentrating, keeping a focus on what you want to do, lack of creativity. You can also can affect your emotional well-being. That's why people say like burnout is real. But you need to understand that those feelings can lead to more isolation, more self-doubt, and you kind of question like your own choices in life sometimes. But burnout is real, and then you even have resentment towards that project that you're doing. Now on the bright side of things, solo developers and solopreneurs benefit from the potential of higher earnings. If you have the right skills, if you have the right chops, and you do, can command a higher salary, you can work from anywhere, you can work remotely. They have the flexibility to work from anywhere they want, have the ability to set their own pace. You also get to work on your own project. You can pick the right stack. You can get to work on the latest and the greatest, the latest technology, because you are the one who owns your destiny and you can command what you want to do and you can lead the way on those things. So you own your own destiny. Now, on the contrary, some of us cheapskates, or actually I shouldn't say cheapskates, I should say solopreneurs on a constrained budget, you must be conscious about cost. Because sometimes if you're building a project, sometimes even like investing in the cloud could be really expensive. Maybe paying for that LLM, it could be costly sometimes. So you want to be cautious about costs, about launching that initial idea. There's no one backing you. You don't have like a backer. You don't have a venture capitalist. You don't have you're not like a unicorn and you're being seeded. You want to present $1 million idea on a budget. How do you do that? So it is tough, how do you want to present this magnificent idea and show it to a prospective investor or your user base as something worth investing, or something that somebody can come in and join you and help you with that project? Another one of the challenges that solo developers and solopreneurs face is actually staying up to date on technologies. How do you guys stay up to date? So how do you embrace the fact that, how do you stay up to date on the latest technologies out there when you're actually working on a project that you want to do? How do you keep up with it? With the constant stream of new tools, the new LLM came out, the new framework, the new JavaScript framework came out. So you're still on jQuery and something else came out. And you're like, oh my God, I'm already behind. So how can you keep up with the latest stuff while you're still pushing forward with that idea, with that, that dream of yours? So many LLMs to pick, like, Gemini, Claude, GPT-5, a bunch of frameworks. It's really hard to keep up. This can actually lead to feelings of inadequacy or feelings of frustration. Because you're like, oh my God, all my friends are in the latest framework, and look, I'm still building this app for 6 months in an obsolete language or something like that. So this gives you fear of being left behind, or what's commonly referred to as FOMO, fear of missing out. So yeah, so that it's like the FOMO. So really, you fear that. You don't want to be left behind. You want to be with your friends. You want to be up to date. Especially when you're developing software on your own, right? You must be cautious in picking the right language, the right tooling, because if you start on something, you don't want to be stuck on something old. You want to be up to date, even when you're building something cool. So if you want to maximize your productivity, for example, in my case, I would use a technology like Flutter. Why? Because Flutter allows you to target 9 different platforms with one single code base. Imagine if you're building this prototype, this MVP, this cool idea, but you don't want to build it 20 times. You don't want to build it 9 times. You want to build it with one single code base. Flutter is that technology that gives you something like that. I know that I'm biased towards Flutter because I'm a Flutter GDE, but imagine you prototyping an idea that you already know that you're going to target a lot of users right when you come out into the market. So you're going to be able to reach a wider audience. So that's a no-brainer. Using a technology like Flutter, again, like I said, I'm biased towards Flutter, but this is a dream come true for an entrepreneur. You have an application and you know you're already targeting multiple users. So again, now as you embark as a solopreneur, as a solo developer on this journey, you must know how to navigate the waters. And the following, I'm going to give you some tips, and I'm going to give you like some advice on how you should keep. What you should keep in mind if you want to pursue, if you want to join this your journey, if you want to embark on that journey on being a solopreneur and solo developer, I will actually give you now some of those techniques and some of those things. You're actually doing it right now. You're embracing the community. So again, you may be solo, but you don't have to be isolated. So you connect with online communities, entrepreneur forums, or even find a mentor. Doing this, coming to events like this, to communities like this, is amazing. Why? Because you reach out to other people, you get to know other people, and you come back home like re-energized. Because you learn new things, and then you're like, whoa, I didn't know about this, maybe I should apply it. Maybe you meet somebody at that conference that has the same vision as you, and you already found a partner. So this is great to have embracing the community. So by building a network of supportive colleagues, solo developers can find the motivation and the support that they need to succeed. While it may be tempting to continue on your own, the benefits of collaboration may be worth embracing a more collaborative approach. You're still working on your project, on your idea as a solo developer, but by working with others, you create stronger solutions, you get more ideas, you get inspired, you improve your skills, and you stay competitive in the rapidly evolving world of technology. You don't have to implement the latest thing, but at least you're going to be up to date at the same time while building your own network. Now you're going to have a mindset shift. So after this conference, even that, you will have a different mindset. If you're a solo developer, let's ditch that narrative of being alone. Let's call it focused, or let's call it independent. But you're the captain of this ship, steering towards your vision. You want to continue moving forward. Working solo, again, doesn't mean alone. It means it allows you to be agile, quick on decision making. You can pick, again, like I said, the right technology, something that you're really passionate about. You focus on growth. You view challenges as opportunities for learning and development rather than proof of inadequacy. So you focus on that. And of course, as a solopreneur and solo developer, being resourceful is your superpower. So you leverage online tools, you leverage, again, the community to connect and to find solutions. So again, you still have that fear of missing out, you have that FOMO, block out all the noise. You block out all of that, keep your focus. Why? Because frameworks come and go. Today, there's one new framework, but tomorrow there's gonna be another one. And that's how you do. You don't get distracted by the new shiny object. You stay focused on your idea. Sure, you can pivot later, but once you have something out there that you can show someone. Usually, users don't care if you're using Vue or you're using jQuery. If they have a product that provides them value, that looks good and it works well, they don't care about the technology. So please block out all the noise. Focus on your vision, on your project, and continue moving forward. At the count of 3, give me a clap if you like free stuff. 1, 2, 3. Okay, see, a lot of people like free stuff. I don't like paying either, let me tell you. But this great as a solopreneur on a constrained budget, you wanna use stuff that is for free. And let's say, remember, you have a constrained budget, but you wanna present this to like a group of investors, someone who wants to invest on your product, but you don't wanna compromise on quality. So how do you do it? Something like even using the free tiers on the Google Cloud allows you to build very robust applications without compromising on quality. For example, if you use a product like Firebase, they have a free tier that you can implement authentication, Firebase messaging, remote databases. You can do storage. You can do, there's a bunch of those, a Cloud Run. You can build like serverless containers in the Google Cloud. And you, for example, you have like 1 million, for example, executions a month. If you are, for example, like working on a project, you're always thinking about, but how am I going to support 1 million users? Why are you thinking about 1 million users? If you don't have any users, focus on the first 10. Then focus on the first 100, and then you can move forward. And having something like Firebase allows you to do that. Why? Because it scales elastically. And you don't have to worry about, for example, like, okay, I'm going to build something that then tomorrow is going to become viral. I wish it could become viral. But the great thing about implementing like Firebase, the free tier, is that you don't compromise on quality. You're already building something robust from the get-go, and you can do it still within the free tier. Then you can put something in front of someone that they know that is going to be secure, and they can actually, you're going to have a higher chance of getting invested or showing something that really has potential. Has anybody heard of the Pomodoro technique? Raise your hand, Pomodoro technique. Perfect. For those of you who don't know what the Pomodoro technique, again, I use it a lot. I like to build cool stuff on the side. I chip away at a project, but without neglecting my day job, my family, or anything around me. Like for that, I use something as simple as the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique is a time management method based on a 25-minute stretches of focused work, followed by 5-minute breaks, for example. It doesn't have to be exactly that technique, but what I'm trying to say here is that this is just a reference so that you can learn how you can structure your day, how you can prioritize tasks, and utilize productivity tools so that you can stay on top of your game. So by the way, there's no such thing as multitasking. You plan your work, and then you avoid the dreaded like feature creep. If you're actually focused on your studies or something, you don't neglect it. But the way that you do is that you incorporate some of those tasks in between your priorities. For example, sure, you can watch a movie, but then you could do one task. The way that I do it is, for example, I mow the lawn while I'm listening to like an AI podcast. Or I do a load of laundry while then after that, I'm going to do like a pull request. You see, you're actually moving your project forward while you're not neglecting things in your life. So again, I guarantee you that those feelings of guilt and about not doing anything to move your ideas forward are going to go away. Why? Because you're going to still do the things that you need, but you're still moving ahead, moving your project ahead. Remember, small progress is still progress, even if it's a small one. Building in the open. Anybody has heard of this term, like building in the open? A lot of people say, no, I don't want to build in the open. Why? Because they're going to steal my idea. Believe me, if someone steals your idea and then delivers a product, I actually celebrate that person. Why? Because they had the courage to take that idea and materialize it. Ideas cannot stay in your brain. Otherwise, then they're not worth it. Just having that idea that is not materialized. So again, this is something that solo developers and solopreneurs take a lot for granted. Building in the open, and again, nobody's going to steal that secret. If they do, then I'll say at least have the courage that build something. But building software in the open allows for other people to have a window into your process. You can also build trust, build confidence. You can also get early feedback on your product completely for free. For example, I use social media a lot to publish the stuff that I've been building, and people just give me feedback for free. And I say, oh, Roman, that's pretty cool. Oh, I would have changed that. And I'm like, thank you. See, maybe I would pivot or something like, oh, maybe that already exists out there. Instead of me completing a project for 2 years, I show a little bit of what I'm doing, and I even can pivot. Oh, maybe this is not something that people would want. I can just immediately pivot to something else. I already saved 1 year of development because I already put it in front of people. So building in the open, you keep yourself in check. You share and learn at the same time while people giving you feedback, saving you lots of time in the process of developing your idea, and then you can pivot, like you say, and to make changes along the way. Now here come the references. So get your C3PO. C3PO, of course, is a character of the movie, but C3PO means conquer 3 project objectives. So that's exactly what you're gonna do after you get home. If you're building something, you pick 3 main objectives that your users can't live without. If you have an idea for a project, you get your C3PO. So what you do is, you pick the 3 projects that would allow you to put an early version of that idea out there. 3 things that your users can't live without. I would even go as far as 1, but again, it wouldn't have worked, the C3PO. So again, pick 3, conquer 3 project objectives, 3 things that your MVP, that minimum viable product, will require, and then you could put something out there. Don't think about the whole project. Think about anything that you can put out there to at least get an initial version out there. So get your C3PO. Do your R2D2. R2D2, again, another character of the series, but I'm calling this research your idea, develop an initial prototype, research it a little more, and develop it further. What does this mean? You validate your idea. So that before you dive head first, what you do, you want to ensure that your idea has legs. So you research your target market, you analyze competitors, and you gather feedback. Then you say, okay, so you map out your app's journey, you invest time in creating an intuitive and user-friendly design. If you see that there's already something out there, then you can pivot. But then if you say, okay, I think this still has legs, continue developing, continue researching. So you do your R2D2. This is kind of like an iterative approach. So make sure that you do your market research. Remember, everyone is not a target audience. What are similar apps doing out there? How will yours stand out? So you research, see what's out there, develop. Don't just close yourself. See if somebody else already came up with your idea. Oh, no? Okay, let's continue. And then you research, and then you continue developing further. So do your R2D2. Find your Chewbacca. That doesn't mean find a friend that is hairy. That's not what I mean. So this is a reference for that special character in the series called Chewbacca from the Star Wars franchise, Han Solo's loyal companion. So in this context, it means you find a person that you can trust, that you use to help you validate your idea. It's kind of like you use somebody as a sounding board. You want to validate that kind of like the same way that Chewbacca is known for being a loyal companion to Han Solo. This allows you to get an outsider's perspective on your project or idea, so that then you can get some clarity and some grounding. So it's like having a trusted person that could tell you, look, that idea sucks. Drop it right now. But then you say, but no, at least let me show it to you. And then you can explain to that person. So you're using that person as a reference, as a person to validate your idea. So find your Chewbacca. Master Yoda. This means master your 1 daily activity. Remember, this goes back to the whole Pomodoro technique and how you structure your day and how you continue advancing your idea. So for this, discipline is key. 1 daily accomplishment. Sure, you can say, okay, I'm going to pick my C3PO, but I need 1 single thing that I'm going to do every day. I could do half an hour. I could do 1 hour. Some days I can do a little more. Some days I can't. Oh, I have somebody, somebody's wedding tomorrow. Just because of that, I'm going to say, no, because I need to continue my project. No, you could go to that wedding, or you can, continue living your life, but at least try to do 1 activity a day, like your 1 daily activity. I'm just going to do 1 pull request, or I'm just going to change 1 string, or I'm going to do 1 SQL query, or something like that. But at least you do 1 daily activity. You're chipping away at your ideas, at your projects. 1 hour a day sometimes is enough. Sometimes you can even pull a weekend. Like, you can pull an all-nighter. But try not to make that the rule, make that the exception. And then that way you can continue, again, honing in on your skills, continue your idea. You live your life, but you're at least pushing forward on your dreams. Avoid going on hyperdrive. What does this mean? If you try to accelerate too fast, you'll get burned much quicker. You'll get burned out much quicker. You will burn and you'll crash. And you don't even want to know about that project anymore. So you can make progress as your life allows you. Try not to go in hyperdrive. Why? Because you want to have fun building that idea. You want to have fun building that app. You don't want to arrive at the goal line already exhausted and like already burned out. Sure, you can crunch for a sprint or two. You can pull an all-nighter, like I mentioned, a weekend, but that should be the exception, not the reality and the norm. So try to avoid on hyperdrive and have fun in your journey of as you're building your project. This is more around how you want to feel fulfilled and you want to leave a legacy. For example, you want to build something cool, while at the same time, you want to attract knowledge, you want to attract talent organically. So I'd say I would say, for example, like if all the knowledge that I've acquired throughout my career, it goes down with me, I would be really sad. I don't think that's a way to leave a legacy. So the way that I do is I either mentor someone or I pass the baton to someone. You get a protege, but if that's not your thing, a great thing would be for you to at least pay it forward somehow. All that knowledge that you've acquired, that you've been amassing while building your ideas, you want to share it with the community, just like I'm doing right now. All the speakers that are here, we're giving our time and we are sharing with the community. If that's not your thing, again, you can contribute to an open source project. So you're actually in any form or shape, you're actually contributing and you're making the knowledge loop, you're making it an infinite loop. So you continue sharing with the community and you also nurture yourself at the same time. Tap into your inner Jedi. What does that mean? The road to success is not a straight line. And again, I see a lot of solopreneurs and solo developers quitting on their ideas quickly. Like after 2 weeks, they start crunching, they face a roadblock, they just quit, like I say, and they just drop the next idea. So you want to tap into your inner Jedi. Just embrace and direct your inner strength. What does this mean? You recognize that imposter syndrome is real, like I'm saying. Imposter syndrome is normal and is real. It's incredibly common, especially among high achievers and solopreneurs, but you're not alone in feeling this way. You focus on your accomplishments. You make sure that you need to understand that imposter syndrome is a feeling, it's not a fact. And it doesn't define your abilities or your worth. You focus on your accomplishments, you celebrate those small achievements, and then you continue moving forward. So you visualize your goals, imagine yourself achieving those goals. This can help you build that confidence in your abilities. And again, you're not flexing, you're not bragging. When you invest in yourself and you focus on those accomplishments, it's not bragging, it's actually reinforcing your self-worth. So make sure to invest in yourself, attend conferences like this, take courses, attend workshops, events like this, like I mentioned, because this boosts your confidence and also in your expertise, and you continue building that knowledge so that then you can feed it back into your own ideas. Do not reinvent the Death Star. What does this mean? You may feel a heavy burden on your shoulders when you see the project and you're like, oh my God, this is a big project. Maybe I shouldn't have started it. But no, when you look at the greater picture and you think that you won't be able to do it, you always think of that MVP, the minimum viable product, the minimum features that you can deliver to your users using the shortest amount of time and providing the most value. Remember, get your C3PO. And that way, without compromising the essence of your project, you at least put something in front of users without being this gigantic thing that you will never finish. Instead of you taking 5 years and building something, make a commitment like in 6 months, I'm going to put something out there. So that is exactly what I'm saying. You build it in phases. That also keeps your product fresh. Why? Because your users will be expecting something new every so often. You actually have something new to offer. It will allow you to pivot if needed, and your user will always be looking forward to something new. Oh, look, I know that Roman is going to put out something in the next 6 months. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's a new feature coming up. That's really good. I'll always be anticipating that. So do not build a Death Star. BB8, that's another character of the series, but in this case, BB8 stands for the 8 Bs. Be bold, be brilliant, balanced. You gotta be balanced. Build, continue building. Don't just keep your ideas in your brain. Build, build, build. Be benevolent, right? Characterized by kindness and generosity. Give something to someone. Offer your time, offer your knowledge. Boosting, elevate yourself by elevating others, right? Business-minded, be business-oriented. Always think about like, okay, this is the MVP. I'm going to deliver. What is the ROI on this? What is the value that I'm going to deliver? Am I solving a problem? That is being business-minded. And of course, believe. Believe in yourself and believe in your journey as a solopreneur, right? And to wrap things up, again, you don't want to die at the hands of your own creation. So do not sacrifice one. Don't sacrifice your health. Don't sacrifice your well-being, your peace of mind for anything. If your idea, let's say that $1 million idea that you say that is so cool, in your project, if that's going to interfere with your family, if that's going to interfere with your health, with your current job, with your friends around you, stop it. Stop it right away. Why? Because it's not worth it. Why? Because you must love it. You must believe in it. You must have passion for it, but not at the expense of the things that matter most in life. Because you don't want to get at the end of the road completely exhausted, no friends whatsoever, completely ruined, you're in shambles. But yeah, I do have something really cool, but then you're already alone, celebrating on your own. So you don't want to enjoy. You really want to enjoy and savor the success. So practice self-care, of course. Imposter syndrome, like I say, can worsen when you're stressed and you're completely exhausted. You make time for activities that truly re-energize you because you can come back into that project and feed that energy back into it. Engaging hobbies, of course, that's normal. Take care of your own personal health. But at the same time, remember, you're pushing towards that idea. And then let me leave you with this quote from the wise Jedi Master Yoda, even though he's a fictional character. But I think I can do the voice. Difficult to see. Oh, no, I'm not going to do the voice. So it says, difficult to see. Always in motion, the future is. And this is a reminder, again, to be adaptable, not to become too attached to a single vision of the future, right? It highlights the importance of remaining focused, being on the present moment while making choices that align with your desired outcomes. You're not alone, like I said. The developer community is out there. When you clapped earlier, you didn't just hear your own clap. Other people are in the same situation as you are. And again, I am solo, not because I want to. It's because I maximize the utilization of my time. In no ways I'm saying that solo is the way. Solo is a way. Do not let the absence of others keep you from moving forward with your own dreams, with your vision, with achieving your goals. Of course, it'd be great to have someone, again, cheer you on and also helping you out. But remember, great ideas take just one person, one brain to initiate it, then you bring people along. Remember I think the saying there's in a movie that you say, if you build it, they come. So that is like a quote from a movie. So it's pretty much the same thing. If you put your effort and you believe in that success into that project, it's going to materialize. But you have to continue and you have to implement some of the things that I mentioned before. So again, as a solopreneur, solo developer, you do have the power. You can shape your own destiny, one line of code at a time. So you got to take the first step, embrace the journey, embrace the community, and build your own dreams. So with that, I leave you with this video of my own journey. That's why I want to bring you in my own journey. I am building this little startup called Duper. Why? Because I feel like I build super duper cool stuff. So I call it Duper. So I'm building a set of applications, all using Flutter, leveraging the Google Cloud, and I'm building like my own journey, my own idea. I haven't left my main job. I have not neglected my family. I've brought them along with me. But I wanted to bring you also along with that same journey. So I'm building a lot of, these are applications which are SaaS-based, all built in the Google Cloud, using exactly the same things that I told you. I've been chipping away at this dream, and I know I'm going to do it. But I'm going to do it at my own time, and I want to actually change the world and change how people consume applications, improve people's, the way that they consume the cloud, the way that they adopt AI. But this is exactly how I want to do it, and I am doing it. But not without, again, not even neglecting my family, my health, the community, but at the same time, I am achieving my dreams. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this talk. Again, like I said, it was not technical in nature, but at least I wanted to give you a window into my own journey, and I hope you guys can also follow your own journey. I hope you can connect on LinkedIn. I believe that's my QR code to my Twitter account, and I hope you guys can continue enjoying the rest of the conference. Thank you so much. Any questions, by the way? So if anybody... Oh, by the way, there are some stickers left in front here if you guys want to come over. Go ahead, please.
I guess my question is more about, usually, I find usually people are either good at the coding part. Mm-hmm. I find that people are usually good at either the technical side or they're good at the business or marketing side, but not usually both. So what would your advice be for, I guess in my case, I'm on the technical side.
Yes.
But I'm not on social media or anything. So if I did try to start a project, I would struggle with that side of things.
Thank you so much for your question. And that's exactly some of the same things that I'm struggling with. You saw all the things that I've created there. I wish I had a cool UI guy that could help me build a UI. I wish I knew more about marketing because I'm more on the technical side, but I need to learn how to do marketing, right? So for those things, I either rely on, of course, the community. I either learn a couple of those things by myself. I try to at least, do the effort so people see, oh, at least I'm going to do something towards what I want to build. But what you need to do is you need to tap into what you're good at. Try not to split yourself into too many things. Otherwise, then you will be miserable on that. You know that you're good in coding. You continue doing your coding. The rest of the stuff, what you could do, you can rely on, for example, yes, go ahead.
Every job needs his was.
That's right. Every job needs its was, and that's the reason why I said you could be by yourself. You're building your project, but you can rely on the community. There are ways that you can tap into even other people. Maybe somebody else is also trying to do the same thing as you are, and they want to have somebody that is good at the coding piece and they're good at the marketing. So you could partner with that person. You still do your thing, but you can partner with somebody else and share maybe some commonalities. Coming to events like this, I get to learn other people. I learn from them. For example, somebody told me, look, you're not good at UI, but there's a tool that you can actually create, prototypes for your own UI. And I'm like, wait, I didn't know about that. That'd be great. I can use that, and at least I create like a simple prototype. For marketing, someone told me you should be doing, more social media. You should be, creating a strategy. But I say, I don't know how to do that. Okay, so maybe there are tools that can help you do that. So you tap into what you're good at, and then you use, some of the stuff that are out there, either tools that could help you mitigate some of the other things. But don't remove the focus from your main goal, which is what you're talented and what you're good at. So in my particular case, like I say, I rely on, again, folks like Norbert right here. He's really good at cloud. I come up to him to ask questions how would you do something like this? And he would say, yeah, you could do, for example, you could use Gemini to help you do the code for maybe to deploy something on the Google Cloud. And I'm like, wait, I didn't know that. Okay, that's great. So you tap on the community on those things, because you may not know something, but somebody may. And then you can nurture from those people, and then you can build your own thing little by little, like I said. But try not to, cover too much. Continue pushing on your idea, and then along the way, you will see that you will find the answers along the way. Again, I'm going to be here for the rest of the conference. If you guys want to come up, like I said, there are some stickers here in front if you want to pick up some. Let's connect. Like I said, I'm on LinkedIn. If you guys are also on your own journeys, you can ping me on LinkedIn. If you guys are on GitHub, you guys you can find me there. A bunch of these projects, I have them open source. But again, if you're following your own dreams, if you're pursuing your own journeys, let me know. We can share maybe some ideas. I don't know. I might be hiring maybe in the future, and then we can then collaborate. So that is something that I definitely wanted to take and share with all of you. Thank you again.